On this Veterans Day, we celebrate the approximately 6% of the population who've served in our nation's military, a number that's been declining for the past 4 decades. In cities and towns across the country, the nation's oldest veterans group, the VFW, or Veterans of Foreign Wars, provides spaces known as posts for these remaining war veterans to connect and socialize. But as their numbers dwindle, the VFW seeks to expand its ranks by looking to a new generation. Stephanie Sy has that story.
Go Buckeyes!
As the Ohio State Buckeyes sail to victory over Purdue, veterans and their families mingle over a potluck. It's part of the weekly tailgate at the Whitehall VFW post just outside of Columbus, Ohio. It's a little more inclusive than the traditional VFW post, where old veterans trade war stories over a beer. But that's the point.
We realized that to reach out to that younger generation, they're family-oriented. Then we need to be family-oriented.
Christine Curry and her husband Richard served in Iraq and were the first post-9/11 veterans to lead this VFW location. They've seen their membership rise in the last few years simply by opening their doors to veterans who didn't feel welcome before.
We came here and made sure that we were a welcoming place, not only for families, but obviously for people of all beliefs and all races. And we have a good mix here. Ray Rodenfelds was a Korean War veteran, recently passed away. We miss him. He's a good member.
Richard Curry says when he took over the post, there had been a slow decline in membership for decades. Since the draft ended, there are simply fewer military service members. And to qualify to join, one has to have served in a conflict.
We've lost a lot of veterans from World War II era. We're losing the Korean War veterans. So we've declined over the years because obviously people have died off.
Now in its 125th year, the VFW was founded by veterans from the Spanish-American War and Philippine insurrection to support and advocate for those who fought for their country. But since its peak in 1992, the VFW has lost nearly half its membership nationally, now at nearly 1.5 million. And hundreds of posts across the country have closed.
Veterans are veterans, but just like any other group, needs change over time.
Brittany Diamond is a Navy veteran on the VFW's communications team.
A lot of posts are getting really, really creative with how they appeal to newer veterans. There's one post that has a community garden. There are other posts that are introducing really amazing programs like yoga and meditation.
Thank you to the VFW for hosting this.
Rather than sitting at bars, modern veterans often connect over video games, says Diamond. So the VFW started a gaming community for its members. Posts have also increased community service opportunities, like providing relief to communities hit by Hurricane Helene last month in North Carolina.
A big through line that unites veterans is a core of service. As veterans, we can just fall back on essentially it's kind of muscle memory.
According to the VFW, these efforts have worked. Like the Whitehall VFW, posts nationally have recently seen their membership grow. Vietnam veterans still account for the bulk of this membership.
I'm very familiar with that.
85-year-old Sidney Logan has frequented the Whitehall VFW post since he retired from the Air Force in the late 70s. Logan spent 6 years in Vietnam, flying equipment and deceased and wounded troops across the Pacific.
You have bad memories, you have good memories, and it's a place to talk to people because some of the nightmares, you bring 30 or 40 human remains across the Pacific, and it's a place to vent oftentimes.
Those smoky, beer-drinking bars, there's times when that's a good thing.
Alfred Liphart is a Vietnam veteran and the national commander of the VFW. He says even with the efforts to reach out to a new generation, the old ways still have their place.
There's times when a combat veteran needs to talk to another combat veteran. When one veteran meets another veteran, we pretty much understand. We know each other.
And so, while families cheer for the Buckeyes over homemade chili, there's still a spot at the bar to meet veteran to veteran and share a drink and a story. For the PBS News Hour, I'm Stephanie Sy.